Mr. Godot, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the Inner Temple was long before the murder took place.
Why do you say that?
Because he just made a fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall.
Hanging scroll?
But Mr. Godot is right. The scroll shows a picture of my mother.
Maya, I know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this.
What's that wonderfully delicious smell?
The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy.
Gravy? But why gravy, Nick?
Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godot, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have known any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye.
Robber. Hold it! Wait a minute, Nick!
Yes?
Take another look at the hanging scroll! Look at the top! There's a crease there!
Ah, that's the mark of the master, correct?
Exactly! So if you know the meaning of the mark,
then you could guess that it was the picture of Misty Faye on there.
True, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
oh!
So good.
Yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godot, on the day of the murder, you were hiding in the Inner Temple long before the crime took place. All Godot has to say?
I guess she'd be wearing Japanese clothing. Just cause, whatever. I'm a poet. Can I ask you just one little thing, Wright?
What is it?
This whole theory of yours, is all the rest a certain assumption? That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed.
That's right! Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak into the crime scene.
Of course Mr. Godot knew about the plan.
Huh?
What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of the plan?
So we have to point to the profile of who knew of the plan?
No. I think this. Because the existence of this shows that anybody who saw this could have known. And it needed to make its way. One of the sticking points was, how did this letter make its way to Pearls? So anybody in the justice, on the inside, could have intercepted this letter at any time. Any prisoner sending something out, it's allowed to be read by authorities on its way out. That's what it's like to be a prisoner.
Yeah.
But is that getting way ahead?
I don't know. It's too late to save now.
It's not asking for the other person. It's asking
really
for how it's possible.
Yeah.
And it's written here. The whole plan is written here, meaning anybody could have known who read this letter.
Can I see the letter again? Let's channel her.
All of it. It spells out the whole plot.
Okay. Okay.
Do you guys think, is this it? Just because we didn't save, we don't want to lose all that juice. Is it this? Burnt letter. Alright.
Nice.
Take that! This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in the Fay Manor for over a year.
Oh yeah, the seal was broken.
Oh, I didn't even remember that. Does it say that in the evidence?
I think it might have.
That might have been the actual clue.
Opened once before.
Oh. Opened once before. How can we tell it was broken even though it was burnt? Did Pearl say the seal had been broken?
Yes.
Okay. However, by the time little Pearls had found these instructions, they had already been unsealed.
Unsealed?
Yes, the killer had to read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. You know, I think the details on the letter should have said seal had been broken instead of read once before.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of confusing for somebody who looks back on that old evidence and sees read once before. Oh yeah, of course, it was read once before by Pearls before they was burned. Of course it's been read once before.
Well, we figured it out.
It was read once before Phoenix read it. You know? It should say read before, either it should say read before Pearls read it, or seal broken before Pearls read, or something like that. There's a person named Godot in our chat?
Yeah.
I don't remember that person.
I see that person right now on our chat.
I don't like him.
Uh-oh.
Yes, the killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime in the temple was to take place in the inner temple. Yeah, there's only so much space in the description field. In fact, it's possible that the Japanese version did say that, considering how much information you can cram in Japanese characters into a space like this. However, like in English characters, they're severely limited.
Aw, Godot doesn't really talk much, more of a watcher.
I
Now
don't like
he's
him.
never gonna talk again.
I hate him. Okay.
And you're saying this crafty killer is me?
You bet I am!
But you just said that the instructions were hidden.
That's right! Mr. Godot couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden.
Shush up, Maya. You shush.
If he really wanted to know, he only had one great chance to find out.
Yes, and when was that?
During a visit. He hasn't even responded since,
Aw.
which makes it so much worse.
A visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter Pearl about where the instructions were hidden during one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden.
Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center?
Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot?
Go! Robber, 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 robber.
Order! Order! Order!
Just so it's out there, I didn't defend anything Godot does. Just think he's an interesting character.
Mr. Godot, you're under fire again!
This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you.
And you.
You were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. Quite a few of other people could have, but oh well.
Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, they're fascinated and bewitched by it.
No, I'm just afraid of it.
Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee.
Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean?
It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case is eavesdropping. on a conversation during the jail visit where he learned the hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid them in a temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then, he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness?
That's right.
If you're accusing me of a crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason, though I can think of the trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress.
It's because he was in love with Mia.
Yep.
And he wants
Well,
to
also
protect
Revent
Maya.
with previous case and
Yeah.
all kinds of shit.
The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wants to protect the witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural.
Objection! However, you had a good reason to, didn't you, Mr. Go Dork? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs.
I knew it. You figured that out, haven't you, Nick?
Yeah, you butt.
She's the one person I'm okay with duping me. She's so shitty at it.
Aw.
Maya. I guess you were doing your best to cover for Godot. For the same reason, huh?
Revenge! Did I get it?
Yeah.
Okay, Wright, I'm all ears. Let's hear it.
It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you.
What's this?
There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story, save.
Oh!
One person that ties you and the Maya Fey together inextricably. I'm gonna guess it's Mia. Can we get confirmation? So we don't waste time. Mia. Alright.
Okay.
Presenting. There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Fey's only sister.
Mia
You once worked alongside her. That's when you were a defense attorney.
Wait a second here! Mr. Godot is a defense attorney? But who is that masked man?
No, Your Honor. Who is that masked man? With Your Honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this masked man who calls himself Godot, his real name is Diego Armando. But who is that masked man?
The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago.
Diego Armando. That name rings a bell.
It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, good.
Okay.
A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind all this was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense lawyer at the office where Mia worked. That's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Mia, you can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients. That sweet tits. Heart of hers. Giant rack. I mean, that's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Big boobies. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Real tits, though. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. Muslims. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria.
Ah, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned.
I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee.
Some newspapers at the time called it a murder. But very little information about the case was released to the press.
But you weren't dead at all!
No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep, deep coma.
I see.
My body shut down and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all of my hair turned white due to the damage it caused.
That's terrible.
Apparently it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years have passed and I drank that poison brew. Then one morning my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee.
For 5 years, you were asleep. For 5 years!
And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. And the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death.
He's breaking up.
The woman you loathed?
The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But who is that masked man?
Oh, Judge.
Good old Mia, she didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up, except for my family.
I was just gonna say, doesn't he have any family?
That's so sad.
For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons that I had decided to become a prosecutor.
If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live?
The first was you, Wright.
Huh? Me?
If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey would have never died, much less the way she did.
I fucked her, Godot.
Whoa!
I fucked her. Just so you know. Hope that doesn't make you feel bad.
You were the only one who was there to protect her. But you let her die. It was all your fault.
It wasn't like that.
Women are to be protected. They are fragile and cannot take care of themselves. They are damsels in distress. You let her down. I wanted to see for myself what kind of man you really were.
So that's why you became a prosecutor.
My other reason for living, she goes by the name of Maya Bay.
Huh? You mean me?
You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia.
If true, didn't she get kidnapped within the last year by the killer?
I don't know if that was in the last year.
That was the last game.
I can't remember.
We'd
the
need somebody to look up a
dates.
walkthrough to find out when that took place.
He really shot the bed.
But he kind of shot the bed then,
Yeah.
being her protector. He wakes up and his only reason to live is now to protect Maya. She gets kidnapped. Good one there. You shit.
Yeah, it's been a rough year.
It was just outside? No, it was within. Most people say within. We'd have to get the exact date confirmed.
1 year ago, when the Kirain village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fade was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her.
That's how you overheard Pearl's visit to the Morgan at the detention center?
I knew at that time it was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it.
That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she probably wouldn't have done it, I don't think. I think.
Me too. I don't think I would have done it. I think.
Finally, the day the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices.
Accomplices?
Iris of Hazakura Temple and Misty Faye. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take up the ball, being my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Bay.
Wow. You probably could have foiled this just by warning Phoenix and the whole group of them
Yeah,
about the
dude,
plan.
there are so many better ways to foil this shit.
But what? How did you contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years.
Maya, your mom really isn't a good mom.
No.
She's kind of a shit mom.
Yeah, dude.
Officially, yes.
What? What do you mean officially?
You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government.
Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said that the Master Kirain had great authority.
Even without her official position, Misty could still wield great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor.
So my mother was cooperating with you?
Yep, it was a pretty good plan. We foiled the murder, nobody got hurt. Oh wait, I guess it all went to hell. I give up. Goodbye forever.
This case was February 2019, and the other case where she got kidnapped was March 2018. So it was 1 month before he woke up that Mayo got kidnapped.
Okay. Okay.
Don't ever forget. No matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you.
She was always.
That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. Except, actually protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff.
Her staff, the one with the sword in it.
The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fay if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price.
Mother.
Rubble.
That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan.
You mean pearls, don't you?
We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne.
Wait a minute. Whoa. This means... Okay, we'll see. Alright. That's...
Well, Pearl, what are you doing tonight?
Well,
If you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we could read some books together.
We thought we could prevent her from playing a part in Morgan's death, but she never showed up.
We thought we could prevent her from playing a part in Morgan's death.
In Morgan's plan.
In Morgan's plan, oh.
She was worried and followed me to the inner temple.
That was the thing we were most afraid of. And that's why Misty Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body.
what? What do you mean?
If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself!
As master of the Curine, Misty Faye's power was supreme.
The Supreme.
So, Godot fully knew that who he was killing was Misty Faye,
Yeah.
inhibited by Dahlia Hawthorne, and all he had to do was tackle her to the ground to prevent the murder. But instead, he decided to go for broke and stab her in the fucking back.
I don't know, man. I don't know
There
how
are
spirit
any
mediums work.
number of ways you can stop someone from killing another person that doesn't include stabbing them in the fucking back.
I don't know. Maybe that is the only way you can stop them from killing someone.
You have a point, Becky.
So that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to.
Maybe he panicked? Doesn't seem like the type of cool customer who would just panic, especially in the instance of a very carefully planned out scenario.
What? Is this true?
My role in the plan was to make sure that no one was going to hurt Maya Faye. Even if it meant killing everybody in my way to do it. That's why I hid myself in the inner temple.
Maybe he just got pissed. But he's Whittle. Dahlia benches 300. Gogot couldn't fend her off. Yeah, you guys speculate as many things as you want, but I think that this is just A desperate attempt at Shakespearean tragedy by, what's his name? Fuck you, Shu? No. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. What's his name? I need to learn.
Just in case you needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne.
Shu Takumi, right? Fuck Shu
Takumi.
Godot.
Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to, Wright.
Huh?
There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense lawyer. But you're going to have to do the rest yourself.
Your Honor, I prove it based on everything you just said, except the thing. Like, I mean, come on, it's pretty clear what happened.
Yeah.
The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only 2 possible suspects right now.
2? 2 save?
Yeah. There's Godot.
Save. Yes.
That's it. I only admit to planning this whole thing over the course of 2 years. That's all I'm going to admit.
Maya Fey. And I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Godot.
Not sad about Maya. Fuck that little girl.
We'll try to, if you're the real deal. Then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own. At the risk of having Maya fucking convicted.
At the risk of Maya being convicted. He won't admit to it.
Yeah.
His one goal since waking up has been to protect Maya, but he won't admit to murder to protect her from being convicted at this stage.
Yep.
Oh, he knows how the court works. If I fail, Iris is the killer.
Exactly.
No, Nick! Please don't!
Maya!
I heard the whole thing from my sister in the medical office. That's why I had to protect Mr. Godot. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man that put his life on the line to protect me, and me too.
What about Phoenix? Holy shit, how many times has he put his fucking life on the line? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Someone needs to tell you about him running across a burning bridge.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Godot killed your mother! We'll take a break here. We'll be back after this with more Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. Awesome on Video Games Awesome Live.